just wanted to show you some different ideas for containers to put our gifts in a jar or other containers. Just different ideas. These are mason jars. I have these in my house all the time because I do a lot of canning. These are 1 liters. This is a 250 ml jar. And this is a spaghetti sauce jar. So I keep these two because these are great. We can use these again. All we have to do is go out and buy a screw band with the seal. But these are fantastic. So you've already bought your pasta sauce, you've used your sauce, you've cleaned out the jar, now you can use it to give as a gift when we fill it. So keep those. That's fantastic. These are screw bands that you will need. Other things that I picked up, this was from Dollarama. This was $1.50. It was such a cute little jar, so I thought this is great. And again, screw bands for sealing. I found these fillable ornaments. I was like so excited to find these. And we are going to fill these with something, but I'm not going to tell you yet. So these are really great. These were $1.50, so cheap. I found this tin. I thought this was really cute. Dollar stores, they have such cute tins this time of year. So check out the dollar stores, secondhand stores. Back to the jars. If you don't want to go out and buy a whole case of jars at Canadian Tire or whatever, go to Dollarama, Value Village, not Dollarama, Tilly's Value Village. You can find jars, used ones. Just wash them, make sure that they're good and clean and dry. I don't find them any cheaper if I have to buy a lot, but if you just have to buy a couple, perfect place to go and find a couple. So Value Village, Tilly's secondhand stores. Again, tins, dollar stores, different fancy Tupperware. I think this was probably from the Superstore, some grocery store. At Christmas time, you can get the nice Ziplocs. They are the Christmas patterns on them. So we can fill those with homemade baked goods. So that's good for gifting. I love these bags. These are great. We're going to use these for something that we're going to make. Again, I'm not going to tell you, but I'm just showing you different packaging. Little gift bags, cute gift bags. Small cellophane bags. Again, you can get these at the dollar stores this time of year. Great for gifting and for filling. So that's it for our containers, and we'll move on to our first fill. So I have the Play-Dohs all made. I want to do a different color, but for now I'm just going to do the one. This is green. It turned out a little bit lighter than I wanted. I also picked up some cookie cutters at the dollar store. So I'm just going to undo these. And you can also at the dollar store try to find a little rolling pin. I only went to one, so I didn't have any luck there. And I have some curling ribbon. So I have our tin. So I'm going to put our Play-Doh right in there. And when I do a different color, I'll do some red and I'll stick that in there too. Then I want to just top it off with our cookie cutters. Put one inside. And I'm going to seal that up. Take some curling ribbon. Tie these two together. Oops, I just need a little bit longer. It's too thin, too short. curl our ribbon. I'm going to put a little bit of tape on this just to hold it. Oh, come on. Anyways, you get the idea. Curl it up good. And we got a really cute little gift for a child, even a teacher, especially somebody who works in preschool. Anyways, we got our little nutcracker with Play-Doh and cookie cutters. Nice little gift. Other wonderful gifts is homemade preserves. A lot of people will be preserving over the summer. There are a few recipes that you can do now. I have a really nice Christmas relish, and it's stuff that's available right now. And you can make it and put it in the 250 ml jar or the little 125 ml. These are red pepper jelly. This is rosehip jelly. My dad, bless his heart, picked tons of rose hips from his garden for me. And then I picked a few from my roses. It was a lot of work. So anyways, this is like gold, this stuff. So here's my jars. I've got cranberry sauce. I got 2 jellies. And I've got in here salsa and relish, red pepper jelly, cranberry sauce, wine. Put it all together in a nice basket. Again, another dollar store, I believe, find. And I don't know if you can see that. So wrap that up. So that's a nice gift. I've just had Christmas material and pinking shears. So we cut it out. I just used a Tupperware lid, a round Tupperware lid. Traced it out with a marker and pinking shears to get the nice little edge. And elastics are the best thing. Just put that lid on there. Or you can take the screw band off if you have preserves and put it underneath the screw band. There you go. You can pick up ribbon fairly cheap at dollar stores or go to Michael's. And I'll just tie a ribbon around. You can pick up labels also at Dollarama and print them off yourself. I have printed off labels, and or you can just handwrite it just to say what is in your jars. So this is another homemade gift in a jar, preserves. There are things that you can still make. Cranberry sauce, you can make this anytime because you can get cranberries fresh, frozen, quite often in the store. Sometimes I'm having a hard time finding fresh cranberries. I have another recipe that's really nice. It's a Christmas relish and it's cranberries and oranges. So stuff that's around all the time. Rosehip jelly, obviously. Red pepper jelly, really you only need one red pepper and vinegar and some jalapenos. So you could make that anytime. Obviously salsa, spaghetti sauce, that's a seasonal thing. So another homemade gift, your homemade preserves, and then we'll move on to the next thing. I have all these books that I have bought over the years, gifts in a jar. I love these things. These are great, fairly inexpensive. So this one I have made before. It's a cranberry cornbread mix. It's very yummy. So this is where we come in with a big jar. We need a big jar. And again, make sure it's clean and dry. I have my canning funnel, so this always works out well. So for this one, we need 1 cup of cornmeal. So I'm going to pour that in first. I've measured out my 1 cup of cornmeal. Pour that in. Just going to pound that down a bit. And I need a teaspoon, which I do not have here. So this recipe calls for 1.5 cups of flour, which I have in here. And it also calls for 2 teaspoons of baking powder. So I'm going to mix the leavening agents in. baking powder, and a half a teaspoon of soda. I'm going to mix that all in with the flour. And a little bit of salt, half a teaspoon of salt. Got Christmas music playing in the background here. Just need a spoon. I'm just going to stir that all up. So I'm going to now pour that in on top. So this is my flour mixture with the baking soda, baking powder, and salt mixed in. Funnels are very, I find it a necessity when making these. So now we've got 2 layers. So here we have our layered cornbread, cranberry cornbread mix. We have our cornmeal on the bottom, our flour mixture, our sugar, and then our dried cranberries. Now we're just going to put our canning lid on, and nice little decorative top. Stick that on there. And again, you can get a nice label, make your own label. There you go. You can pick up some really nice decorative recipe cards and then write out the recipe and then attach it to the jar, so it gives the person that you're giving it to the recipe and how to make it. So that's our cranberry bread mix, gift in a jar. And again, you can buy, I think I got these at Michael's. I have a bunch of them actually, different recipe cards, so you can write that up. And then we'll move on to our next thing. Another great make-at-home gift is caramel popcorn. I love popcorn. I love caramel popcorn. I'm not going to go into all the steps of making it because that's not what this video is about. But remember these bags, these really cute bags? I get these from my wholesaler, but I think you can probably get fancy bags like this at Michael's. I'm pretty sure you can. I've bought in different things, different bags before. This is still a bit warm because I just made it, and it's so good. Oh my gosh, it is so good. So you just need to break it up because it's all the caramel is sticking. So these make a really nice little gift. You can put this in a basket as a basket filler. But it's so yummy. It's very easy to make, and popcorn is so inexpensive, especially if you can buy it in bulk at the Bulk Barn or Superstore, no name, President's Choice, no name, is the best popcorn. I like it so much better even than Orville Redenbacher. Oops. So, I love these cone-shaped bags. They just have such a nice, they look so sharp. And there you go. So you get a nice little bag of caramel popcorn. The other thing I can do to this is, now that I've made the caramel corn, I can drizzle chocolate all over top, so then I have a bag of caramel corn. And then I will have a bag of... By the way, as I am making all of these jars and all these little products, I'm going to have everybody who's watching to post something on the video, and let me know that you've been watching. And then I'm going to draw names, and everybody's going to win something. all the stuff that I'm making, you guys are going to get. So you have to let me know that you're watching. You want to give enough headspace so that you've got room to tie the bow. Don't fill it right to the top. Again, if you want to put a label on it, made with love from, made from the kitchen of, so people know where it's coming from. Oh, these are so cute. I love it. I'm going to stick them right there. Now, I am going to get my chocolate. Melting down some dark chocolate, still not melted, so I'm going to do this again. Now, probably overheated it, so I'm just going to stir that up. I'm just going to drizzle that all over the caramel popcorn. Oh my goodness. Give it a good coating, and then I have to let that dry. So that'll take a few minutes to dry because the popcorn itself is still hot, so it all has to cool down. Look at that, and then we'll bag that up. That's if there's any left when I'm finished picking at it. I'll try not to touch it. So there you go, and you could also do white chocolate too. Give it a couple of different chocolates on there. It would look really nice. So that's my chocolate covered caramel popcorn, and I will bag this all up, and then we'll get back to you with our next product. I'm going to make a cocoa brownie mix now. So here we go. This is flour. It's 1 1/4 cup flour with the baking powder and the salt mixed in. I'm going to put this on the bottom because the flour is always the last thing to get mixed. So there's the flour. And then I am going to add the 3/4 cups of cocoa. 2/3 cup cocoa. Again, I'll post all these recipes. So again, just give it a pound down so that it layers. And now I'm going to add, let's do the white sugar to give it some definition. 1 cup of white sugar. Then I'm going to add the brown sugar, which is, I believe, 3/4 cups brown sugar, yeah. So, this handy dandy little tool that I have is a Pampered Chef mini tart maker for pressing down your dough, but it's great for pressing down the brown sugar to make more room. So, I got my handy dandy tool. I'm going to just press down brown sugar to make some room. See all our nice layers. Now this recipe calls for walnuts. I'm not a nut person, so even though I'm a McNut, I'm just going to put some chocolate chips in here, and they can get mixed in. And we have all our wonderful layers, starting with our flour mixture, our cocoa, our white sugar, our brown sugar, and now our chocolate chips. There is our brownie mix. Really nice. So we will write out the recipe card and put on our material and attach the recipe card, and that makes a beautiful little gift. So that's our brownie mix. So we're going to make hot chocolate. Now this isn't just plain hot chocolate, this is spiced up hot chocolate. Might not be everybody's cup of tea, but Mayans used to drink their hot chocolate hot with hot chili peppers and spices in them. So we're going to go history-wise, and we're going to be like the Mayans. So this is spiced up hot chocolate. So we're going to mix together 1 cup of sugar, half a cup of cocoa powder. We need 2 teaspoons of cinnamon. I can handle the cinnamon. Cinnamon is good. So we got 2 teaspoons. So we're not layering this one. This all gets mixed together. Now, here comes the fun part. I just went to the Bulk Barn and got just a little bit of spices because I didn't eat a lot of this. So 1.5 teaspoons of cloves. Not a cloves fan. Maybe I'll just add 1 teaspoon. I'm scared. And then half a teaspoon of chili powder. That's where we're getting our heat from. Half a teaspoon chili powder. And then 1/4 of a teaspoon allspice. It's going to be interesting. So we got sweet and we've got spicy. Allspice. Now we need a little bit of salt, which I didn't have out. Just a little bit. Half a teaspoon of salt. Actually, that's a fair amount of salt, isn't it? Come on, half a teaspoon of salt. And then we are going to whisk that all together. It actually calls for a tablespoon of flour, which is interesting. I'm not going to put the flour in it. Don't understand why there'd be flour in hot chocolate. I'm sure there's a reason for it, but I'm not going to add it. Okay, just breaking up the chunks. So I was thinking, since we have our mug, we could put it in that. Just had to make sure it was still recording. I've been having some problems with my camera. So we are going to add that. Of course, all my funnels are in the dishwasher right now. Hold on. No, they're not. So I'm going to add that. My radio is talking again. I had it on so that I could have Christmas music in the background, but now the broadcaster is talking. So, there's our spiced up hot chocolate in our Love, Joy, Peace, and Believe mug. I really thought this was quite pretty. I like that mug. Then we're going to add some miniature marshmallows on top. Doesn't say they have to be freeze-dried or anything. It actually says to put these in a little baggie. I don't have a little baggie that I could put these in. You know what? I'm just going to wrap it in cellophane. Yeah, it said to actually have that separate, so. So put a few marshmallows in there. Put that on top. And we've got our lid again. Now we have our spiced up hot chocolate. I'm going to attach the recipe card to that. My pretty Christmas recipe card. Put a nice ribbon around the jar. Actually, I have some thicker ribbon too. I'm using all this curling ribbon, but I do have a lot thicker ribbons. But again, it's so many things that you can do to fancy it up. Hot glue gun, flowers on it, whatever you want to do. So I'll write out the recipe and attach it to the card. So, mug and hot chocolate mix all in one. There you go. So that's another little gift. So here's another one. I've made this one ahead of time. This is a mocha coffee mix. So it's almost like like coffee and hot chocolate together. So I'm just going to pour it into here. This was one batch. And we're using our cone bags again, which is, again, I love these bags. So no marshmallows on this. See? And I'm going to add some ribbon. Actually, I'm going to use the gold. This recipe has, I'll post this also. It's 2/3 cup cocoa. It also has instant milk powder, 1/3 of a cup sugar, coffee granules, instant coffee granules, a little bit of cinnamon, and a little bit of nutmeg. So it's got a bit of a spice to it too. And so other than just plain hot chocolate mixes, so we've had the spicy cocoa mix, and then we've got the coffee mocha mix. So again, I'm just going to add a label to that, other than a recipe card, because it's kind of bulky. So I'm just going to put a label on it. Again, nice bag. That's great also as a basket stuffer. So that's our mocha coffee mix. I will post the recipe for that. This book was actually really cool. It actually comes with the to and from cards with the recipe on the back. So you can just cut that out and add it to your package, but I'm going to do a separate label and just print it and stick it on the bag. So now I'm going to make a regular hot chocolate mix. No spices, just plain. So I have 1.5 cups of instant milk powder and 1/2 cup of cocoa. Going through a lot of cocoa. I'm going to mix that. Now this one calls for cornstarch. So that other one called for flour. I'd rather have used the cornstarch. So I'm going to I am definitely going to add the cornstarch in this. This calls for 2 teaspoons cornstarch. Guess you need a thickening agent. I'm used to drinking cocoa, just straight cocoa. No sugar, no nothing. I'm going to make this sugar-free. And I'm swapping out stevia instead of sugar. So we'll see how that is. Just something different. And then if Trevor and Shelley win, Trevor can drink this, or anybody else who's diabetic. So I'm just going to mix this up. And just like we did with the coffee mocha mix. You know what would be really nice is to put all 3 different hot chocolate mixes, coffee and the spiced chocolate, put it all together in a basket with the mug so you get a variety. And move this out of the way. I like using this jar as a stand for my bag. Put that in there with my funnel. Now I could do it without the funnel. Maybe. Again, no layers. I'm still seeing a bit of the white powder down here. Okay, whoops, I'm getting this everywhere. You know what, I'm going to use the funnel. I don't want to lose it all. Okay, just going to pour that in there. Hot chocolate mix. Oops, look at that. Even with the funnel, I lost it. I need is a spoon. losing more. And even though I'm making this sugar-free, I am going to add a few marshmallows. Because what's hot chocolate without marshmallows? These marshmallows are really sticky. Hate sticky marshmallows. There we go. Woo. So that's just our regular hot chocolate mix. Again, I'm going to make a label for that. And just stick that on there with the instructions. After I'm done making all of these individual things, we're going to put them all together into some sort of basket and make great fillers. So there you go, regular hot chocolate mix with our marshmallows.